Alright, this is the 11mm f2.8 fisheye lens sent to me for free by TTArtisan in exchange for a video review. It costs $215, has superb build quality, a close minimum focus distance, and a wide 180-degree field of view, making it great for landscapes, architecture, or shooting in tight spaces. To be honest, I wasn't sure if I would like using a fisheye lens because I'm usually not that comfortable with wide-angle lenses. However, I ended up having a lot of fun with this lens, mainly because I had to think creatively to get good composition and framing. If this sounds fun to you, then this lens is definitely something worth considering. Regardless, let me share with you my honest opinions about this lens. Starting with the build quality, it's entirely made of metal, including the lens cap and lens mount, which makes it feel solid and premium. As far as I know, it's not weather sealed, but I'm sure it will hold up fine under light rain. It's relatively compact, about the size of a typical compact prime lens, but it's quite heavy due to its full metal build, weighing 493 grams. Next, it doesn't have any electronics, so you won't be able to control the aperture from your camera. It has a very smooth, declicked aperture ring that ranges from f2.8 to f16. It doesn't have a filter thread, so you won't be able to mount filters on it, and it only supports manual focusing, but it has a very smooth focus ring with hard stops and a focus throw of slightly over 90 degrees. This is my first time using a manual focus lens, and honestly it wasn't too bad, at least when I was behind the camera. I did miss focus on some shots I took with this lens, but that's not the lens's fault. It's mainly because it's very difficult to see the focus peaking on my Sony ZV-E1. Regardless, it has a very short minimum focus distance of just 17 centimeters, which allows you to get creative shots. However, it also has a noticeable amount of focus breathing, so if you like doing focus pulling or stacking shots, this might not be the best option for you. In terms of optical performance, this lens is quite good for a fisheye lens. At f2.8, it's fairly sharp in the center, but soft in the corners with noticeable vignetting, which is expected from a fisheye lens. At f4, overall sharpness and vignetting performance improve, and at f5.6, the image is nearly sharp across the entire frame with very minimal vignetting. Honestly, considering the unique look you get with this lens, I think it has very good optical performance. Yes, the corners are slightly soft, but that's to be expected from a fisheye lens, at least in my opinion. I think what's more important when using a fisheye lens is to enable focus peaking on your camera, because that's going to make nailing the focus much easier, especially when shooting wide open. Moving on, this lens has a noticeable warm color tint, decent chromatic aberration performance, mainly noticeable when shooting wide open, somewhat busy bokeh when shooting wide open at the minimum focus distance, and less than ideal flare performance, especially when the light source comes from the side. However, the sunstar performance on this lens is beautiful. It starts to show roughly at f8 and delivers very pleasing results. All in all, I don't have much to complain about. I think this is a great fisheye lens, especially if you're on a budget. It's not perfect by any means. I'm sure there are better pricier options, but for just $215, you get solid build quality, a compact size, smooth aperture and focus rings, and good optical performance. I will leave affiliated links for this lens down below. And while you're there, feel free to let me know if you have any questions or comments. Thanks for watching.